Greetings everybody, my name is Ville from band called Him from Helsinki, Finland, and at the moment you have the pleasure of enjoying Toasted.nl. Have fun and have more fun, and then the funnest, and then die. Later.
There's a new album, Screamworks.
Yes. I think that the reason for it being more straightforward is the fact that that the album we did before, called Venus Doom, that was very complex in the world of Him. It was for us a very progressive, you know, weird, doomy, gloomy, surreal, experimental album. So I guess that it's very natural to do something a bit more direct and straightforward, and just forward and in your face and all that. But I don't know. I think it's a really, really good rock album, and I'm super disappointed if it doesn't do well, because I think, if when it comes to a rock album being melodic, big choruses, a lot of hats off to the '80s like Slash and a lot of slashy guitar things and all that. I think it can get a lot better in that world. But if that's something that people are not interested, then fuck them. Well, it's about several Catherines. Well, Catherine was a term for there's a lot of, it's tough to say. It's Catherine. Well, it's, on a level, it's about Catherine of Alexandria, Saint Catherine, who was supposedly they tried to kill her on a breaking wheel, they called it, like tied up on a wheel, and broke all her limbs, but then the wheel broke, and at the end of the day, they beheaded her, and all the religious art with Saint Catherine, she's always carrying a broken wheel with her, and that was just a torture method at the time. I don't necessarily believe in linearity of time, so I like the idea of a revolving motion. I like the wheel, because I think that what goes around comes around, and life in itself is kind of repetitious, and I just like the vibe of being tied to a wheel, and the wheel being life in essence, and being love, and being the emotions I can't control, the submissive nature of a relationship, and that's the Catherine wheel. I mean, so it's kind of a combination of a torture method, which sounds kind of crazy, and then again, it's kind of me serenading the lady as a torture method.
Do you make enough money with the band to live off it?
Oh, yeah, for the past 10 years. We're glad it's really tough in the world of music, but I've been able to pay my bills since 2000, something like that. So it's pretty good, but the flowers are withering away if you don't water them. So it's continuing struggle, and there's always more songs to write. But I'm really glad that we don't have to have, it would be impossible for us to have a second job and tour. It's gonna be 20 years next year.
Are you doing anything special to celebrate that for the fans, maybe?
Hopefully split up.
That's not what they want to hear, I assume.
Well, it's, I don't know, probably take a sabbatical, take a year off. I don't know. It's all depending on how well the album does. If people like what they hear, and if they want us to tour, then it means that we're going to be on tour, and we're going to play the new songs and the old songs to whomever wants to hear it. But if nobody wants that, then I'm probably Miguel's going to start collecting dog shit, and I'm going to be selling dildos.
Your dad has a sex shop, and he's selling him items like handcuffs and whips.
Yeah.
Can we expect a him dildo soon?
I think Rammstein already did that dildo line thing, and they're not even. It's bullshit. They're not even having sex on that video. No. Why? It's like, no. My dad has a sex shop. I've got a band.
But he's selling your stuff. He's selling things of your bands.
Yeah, well, he's got a friend who does like S&M jewelry and stuff like that for you know, like the real whips and stuff like that. Not just, you know, like, you know, trendy whips you have, like proper whips and stuff like that. And he made a few with him logos and stuff like that. Because, you know, we just thought that if people want to buy them, you know, more parts my daddy. So that was the idea. So maybe we do blow up dolls. Yeah, that'd be good.
Of you?
No, of guys. I want to fuck guys up the ass. We could do like a hermaphrodite gas, yeah, with a puss and a dick.
Okay, that sounds very nice. I'd buy one.
Oh, Lord.
Is your dad proud of you?
I don't know. You gotta ask him. I'm proud of him. You know, I'm you know, proud. I'm happy to have a dad such as him. He's a cool guy. So's my mom. I've got a little brother too, and he's really nice and all that. I've got a great family.
What do you think of the internet in general?
What would I think of it? Let's say I'd like to see the world without it, because like the amount of information is so vast and it's so unreliable. But you know, books are unreliable too. But usually there's a lot of people who check books out, you know, editors and stuff like that before they go into print. So they usually I trust in books more than you know, let's say your Wikipedias or whatever. That can be, you know, edited fairly easily. The amount of information is just crazy, and I see it myself, and a lot of people see, you know, when you log onto a fucking, you know, whatever the site might be, like a news site. After 45 minutes, you don't know why, but you're on a site like looking for some like non-porn. There's no like reason for it. I think it's a waste of space. You know, it's a waste of you know, it has killed a lot of concentration. It makes me really nervous and makes a lot of people really ADD. You know, it's better to read one book at a time rather than have like gazillion different things going on. People in Holland, they just hate us.
Why is that?
It seems that it's not really a rock country. It's not. It's funny. You have like there's great bands like Gathering or whatever, you know, and Amsterdam used to be a rock town, but it's not anymore. You know, it hasn't been for years. It's just.
But you still sell out Paradiso.
But that's, you know, to be honest with you, you gotta be realistic. That's because a lot of people can travel easily to Amsterdam. It's a great reason for Germans to come over. It's a great reason for English people to come over, just hang out. You know, smoke the weed, do the fucking, you know, the Amsterdam thing, you know. So it's not just Dutch people who would be here. So it's a tough. I know that like bands like Green Day, they're really big, but you got to be really big. It's a tough country. It's like France. It's a tough country for rock music. If you're not U2, if you're not huge. So we're trying our best, and you know, it's I like the electronic music scene here, but it's funny, you know, in Amsterdam, for example, you used to have a lot of clubs, rock clubs, just like, 6 years ago, and there's none at the moment. And then people are really fucked up on drugs, you know, like heavy-duty drugs, so it's changed a bit.
Do you still like us then?
Yeah, I love it. You know, it's not about that. It's not about that. But you know, I find it great that we have the opportunity of being here and you know doing everything we do. But it's tough. It's just it's like Japan. You know, it's like it's a tough country. You know, it's you can't be really popular everywhere. We're trying our best, and we you know that's the reason why we're here. But it's one step at a time, and maybe one day we'll make an album that will be hugely successful over here. You never know.